Dance. Dance. Dance.
Okay, smiles, guys.
Yeah, easy where you went.
Easy. Okay, main camera. Thank you. Navio. Navio. One last one. One last one.
Show up, man. Love to celebrate. Love to celebrate. So let's do this right. You know what I'm saying? That's really good television.
My first time here, and it's been a long time coming. Like she rightly said, Uganda has been showing me love ever since I broke out. I know, and it's only right. I'm really excited to finally get the chance to be here and reciprocate that love to the fans. By performing to them the music they've been listening to the past 3-4 years. I'm just looking forward to having fun with the fans.
Yeah, that sounds really good. You definitely have really big fans out here. I just want to put it out there. I coined myself, since I heard you were coming here, I coined myself Fire Girl on purpose because, that's what we do. So, hey, Fireboy, meet Fire Girl.
Well, not to bust you, but we're not the only Fire Girl out there.
Well, I figured that would be the case. There's a whole bunch of girls that like to be Fire Girls, right? But let me come to your music a bit, right? I love the fact that you're coming from Africa, but you're going out into the world. Let me ask this, did you ever think that your music, your brand as Fireboy, would go as far as it has and as wide as it has, not only in Africa, but also just globally all around the world?
Well, I started out as the basic Afrobeat artist. Took me a while to find my sound. I was pretty much doing what pretty much everyone else was doing at the time. And when I found my sound, I knew that I had the chance to, go global. But that was not the focus at the time. I just really wanted people to listen to me. And, I focused on making good music. And when you do that and you become successful and people listen, your music spreads. And that's how you go global, that's how you go international. And then there became the need to push not just the sound, but the culture out there too. That's why, collaborations like the one with Ed Sheeran were very important and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But to be honest, that was not the main goal. I just really wanted people to listen to me.
Yeah, you just wanted people to listen. You're quite a creative, right? I mean, fashionably, like art-wise and all of that. How much of your creativity is directed just to your music, or is creativity for you just an overall thing? What I'm basically asking you is, if you were to describe your creative process, what is that like?
I like to think I'm an all-round creative because my life doesn't revolve just around music alone. I really love solitude. I read books. I write poetry sometimes when I'm bored. But yeah, it's music most of the time, to be honest. And that's where I really feel safe. That's where I feel like myself, when I'm making music, when I'm creating. And it's only one thing at the back of my mind when I'm making a song, to be intentional about, what I'm writing about and how I want people to feel when they listen to my music.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of really drives my creative process.
Yeah. One last question. I'm going to come back to you. We have a whole bunch of things to ask. From your previous album, and your debut album in 2019, to your second album, it's just been a whirlwind. How do you think you've grown as an artist?
Oh, well, not just as an artist, as a person too. I think that's really important. That's what most artists fail to recognize. They only focus on their growth as artists and not as human beings. And I always like to interpolate both when I'm in my zone. Like I said, every album is a different version of me. The first album was that young boyish, young naive boy who was falling in love and liking people and new to the fame and all that stuff. And Apollo, the second album, was more of a man. I decided to be more expressive and tell my own stories because my first album was not my stories per se, they were other people's stories. And then my third album I'm working on is very it's out of the box. It's carefree. It's a different mind space. It just shows that my growth as a person, not just as an artist. I want people to see that.
As being here in the Pearl of Africa, right? How would you basically, what's the word, encourage people to actually come around for the concert, and why should they?
Well, my first.
Yeah.
So,
That's a good question.
okay. Well, anyway, my name is DJ Chi, Entertainment. Malembe are my partners. Your question is, how do I find this place? Right?
Let me repeat my question if
Okay.
you don't mind, DJ
Okay.
Chi. I
Thank you.
apologize,
No
but
problem.
here we go. We got that right.
Yeah.
DJ Chi. My question is, how would you encourage people to actually come to the concert? And why should they?
Like we've been doing with the master help of Malembe team, which they are my prime partners. We've done a lot of stuff, and Nest Radio and MBS, Guinness brand, which is huge. So I think they have done quite a lot to put this show in a very successful state. So it's going to be massive tomorrow.
I noticed that Afrobeats is usually known for the vibes, percussion. It's very happy music. It's groovy, and like I said, I found myself lost in the old groove. I was doing what everyone else was doing, and I realized that how can I stand out? So I decided to focus more on my lyrics, use a very intentional and deliberate choice of words, and that's what I focus on when I write. Even when I'm writing other genres like R&B and pop, I like to infuse elements of my culture, elements of my roots in it, so you can know that, oh, this is R&B, this is not Afrobeat, but this is an African singing. So that's usually what I hope to achieve when I'm writing.
I heard through the grapevine that you could have been a professor right now,
Oh, well.
Instead, we're talking music and we're talking just making such an impact in Africa. When did you realize you had to go all out for just the music?
I think it was in my second year in uni. I was a grade 8 student, by the way, until I found purpose, like I always say. And it kind of, when you find purpose, it kind of shifts your focus away from every other thing in your life, and just puts your focus on one thing. And that's literally what happened. And I realized that that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So it was easy to make a decision and say, you know what, no more professor, scholar dreams. Let's just focus on this music and do it. And I'm glad I did.
So I noticed the timeline in which you were able to achieve what you've been able to achieve. How has this shocked you? Has this surprised you? Or how are you processing crazy amount of fame? How are you processing that? I mean, how do you know who to keep close, who to keep far away?
And that's never been a problem for me. I don't have many friends. Even before the fame, I've always been, I've always been very reclusive. Always kept to myself. I prefer words to people, so that's never been a problem for me. But fame can still mess you up, even if you are a loner. So I always try to make sure that I protect my energy. Whenever I go out, and see too many people and greet many people and relate and engage with people, I come back home, detox.
Yeah.
And do the things I love doing. Do human things. Go for a drive myself, read books, write silly poems. Yeah, things that remind me that I'm human. I always make sure I do them regularly. That keeps me grounded.
Yeah. Random, so random. Let me ask you a very random question. If the world were to end right now, right, and you could eat only one meal for the rest of your life, because the world is ending, what meal would you eat?
Well, it's my local food, of course. It's eba and
Okra.
and egusi soup with goat meat.
When did this week?
Yeah.
One more
Maybe a bottle of Guinness to go with it.
That's
Yeah.
a really good one. Okay.
Yeah.
One more thing. Have you tasted any of the local food?
Well, I just got in last night, so I haven't really had time
So you
to.
haven't had a chance?
Yeah,
Should
but
I
I mean,
tell you
I
what
love
you have?
African food. I'm very conservative with food, so I love African food. So I mean, it's never going to be a
You
problem for
should
me.
try a thing they call Rolex.
Rolex,
Yeah, like the watch.
it's an actual food.
Yeah.
It is actual food. I'm going to call up my friend. He's got a couple of questions to ask you right now. So come on up, Asa.
Natural.
Greetings.
I'm so happy for this, and I'm very sure that I'm going to perform the best you expect from me. Being a big event, I'm just calling upon everybody to come and see Suuna Ben in another version. Yes, I'm calling upon all my fans to come and see Suuna Ben in another version. Yes, thank you so much.
I think in Fireboy, first of all, you see a guy who's at the top of his game right now. You know what I mean? Like it or not, he could arguably be the biggest artist right now coming out of Africa. He's got collaborations with arguably the biggest artist in the world, the biggest touring artist in the world.
It's here in Madonna.
So I've done collabos with Wizkid, I've done collabos with Burna Boy, I've done collabos with Ice Prince, I've done collabos with a bunch of artists from there. You know what I mean? So you know when you've got a special artist and a special actor. You know what I mean? As well as that, my boy DJ Cheese running the show. You understand? Yes, so that's my guy.
We'll be looking forward to see everybody there tomorrow. And you guys should get ready because it's Fireboy, it's music. You guys should get ready to have fun. That's it.
For the weather, just like Malembe said, just make sure you also purchase your guineas at the venue. Drink responsibly. We cannot stress that as much. Drink responsibly. And yeah, let's enjoy our star, showing us what African music can be like tomorrow as well.
Okay, thank you. First off, thank you to everyone who came out this afternoon, the media houses, the partners, everybody. Thank you so much. Also, big love and respect to my bro Navio for coming out to welcome me to this beautiful city. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And finally, to the fans, I want to thank you guys for rocking with me from 2019 till now. I'm looking forward to spending time with you guys tomorrow. I just want to have fun with you guys because when I have fun, the fans have fun too. So yeah, let's do this.
Suuna.
All right, thank you.